70 Coronets back in the shop again, just for a couple of upgrades. Now we're to the point where we could do a 410 sure grip, posi, whatever you want to call it, third member change out. Right now I think it's got a highway gear in it, and now we're trying to make it do a little stoplight to stoplight action. Let's see if she'll rip some tires. I always like to break them while the tire is on the ground first, break my lug nuts, and then I'll put them up in the air, and then we can start doing the impact on them. Just keep some of the pressure off my impact, and it ain't sitting there, you know, hammering down on my lug nuts. Yeah, because we don't like getting our nuts hammered on. That was just hanging on by a thread. When I do some burnouts on this thing, I'm not putting those on. I'm scared I'm gonna lose them. Gazillion videos, everybody doing this, but in case you don't know, there is, I can't turn it. Anyway, there's a hole right here. In that hole, you could spin this around if it would. It's not spinning right now. And you can loosen your 4 bolts, or your 4 nuts, I should say. And then from there, your whole axle will slide out. I was going to be able to get this exhaust out, because if you look right here, these pipes are so damn close. You can't get the drive shaft through them, but if you lift it up, yeah, I think we were able to solve that problem. And I don't even think I'm going to be able to get the drive shaft completely out anymore. Maybe you can lift it up and over. Kind of just gonna rest it up into the exhaust. This is one of those exhausts that was like pre-bent, everything. You get it in the, you order it already ready to go for a 70 Coronet. And then my buddy Larry had one of the fabricator shops put it all together, and I just don't like how it hangs so low. Like if I were to do it, and I don't remember the reason why I didn't do it. There was something I couldn't do in here. That's why I had to have somebody do it. But I just would have twisted my exhaust up into the transmission, because there's like 2 cutouts for the for the trans mount, and I would have twisted mine. There's like a good, you know, 3 inches that they could have put it up in here. Now, as you can see, he's already got flat spots on the bottom of his exhaust from slamming down on stuff. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's get the, I would like to get this yoke out. And this is one of those good yokes. It's a 13, I want to say it's the 1350. It's the big yoke, which I always like to run on these cars with a little more balls than the average. I like to run the big yokes because you can beat the crap out of them. Although little yokes will take a beating too, but I just like the big ones. I think more of a peace of mind than anything else. So anyway, we're going to pull this off, and we're going to see if it's the same yoke as the one on this new third member with the 410 gears. I doubt they're gonna, I don't think they're gonna spline the same, but we're gonna see if he'll get lucky, and I doubt it. The cases are different. This is a 489, I want to say, case. Yeah, this is a 489. Sorry, it took me a minute to find the number. This is a 489. This is the biggest pinion, I think, inside. I think, don't quote me on that. And that one down there will still take a beating too, but it's the smaller pinion, I want to say. I looked all this up, the difference, and I read it. Now it's kind of like leaving my mind like usual. All right, so right off the bat, you can see here, maybe, this is the 1350 Yoke. Am I saying that right? 1350? Spicer. This is a good one because I had to buy this when I first originally did this car. But you have, these are like, what is this, like a 30 spline. I'm not going to sit here and count them, but. All right, no go on the Spicer pinion yoke right now. He's going to put that one on order. That's 180 bucks, which I knew they're pricey, especially now. But will you believe this? I found coronavirus in this drum. I can't believe the virus is actually in this drum. Like, what is up with that? I love these lights from Harbor Freight, but man, they're bright. There we go. All right. You could leave the drum brakes in. You just kind of got to finagle them just a little bit, and they will, axle should slide out. So you don't have to pull all the drum brakes out of the way. All that craziness. Look at these bearings. Oh man. Every time I hope, I'm like, yeah, I don't have another thing to do. It's just this today. And then you start getting into it and you're like, oh, here we go, man. And then you ain't putting that back in. This car, man. Oh. All you can do is laugh because every time you try to fix something on this thing, something else is wrong. I know it's just because it's old and stuff, but it's like this thing got so much love and it still wants to be an ass. We got this one out. I almost thought I had to take the brake off because this little piece here, I think it's for the parking brake or something, was just happened to be, like there's a flat spot on this. Like if you look, there's a little flat spot, you can see it right there. And it's supposed to slide underneath this plate thing, and it wasn't. But if you just pry it up with a screwdriver, you can get it to slide out. So basically what I'm saying is when you do this on a Mopar, Ford too is good for it, you don't have to take the whole brake assembly apart to do this. It'll slide out without. Well, I was thinking this gear was going to be like a 292 or something down in the twos, as much as it would go down the highway, as fast as it would go, but it would not burn no tires to save its life. Ended up being a 391, which is not a bad gear. 3.91, and the new gear that he wants to put in is a 4.1. So 410, 411, I'm thinking. Anyway, as soon as I pulled it out, I seen how big the teeth were. I'm like, wow, this is a little bit stouter than I was thinking it was going to be. But we'll see if this wakes it up a little bit more with this 410 or 411, whatever it is. All right, we got the bearings pushed in on the axles. That's always a bonus because I always get nervous that they're going to grenade on me. But I think that's only happened to me once. And these went on pretty easy. So we slid both axles in. All I got to do is tighten up the 5 bolts that go into them. And then we'll put the drive shaft on. We'll give her some oil. Put the brakes back on, put the tires back on, drop her back down. See if this thing burns tires. All right, almost forgot the pinion snubber, but we got that on. We got the drive shaft all bolted in real good. Now just putting in a little bit of this gear oil. This usually takes 2 of these little, what is this, 1 quart? I usually could get about 2 in there. I think the bag is better. Pay a little bit more, but you could get it in there a little easier. That is right to the top. So two quarts and a little bit extra, and it's still not completely leaking, but it's right to the top. So, oh, since this engine is still, I don't even think it's, be lucky to have 500 miles on it. It's probably got a couple hundred, if that. Still putting the VR1. I put the VR1 in it with some zinc. And that's kind of what I do for a lot of these engines now around here. I do the ZR1. It's expensive, but it's made for these cars. All right, I'm pretty sure I'm good with everything now. We got oil in there. We got 10 bolts on the battery because it's been sitting up on the lift for the last week. Let's see what else. I don't know. That should be about it. Let's see if she'll fire. Of course not.
Almost feel like the timing's a little off on this thing.
All right, a couple days later, 1970 Dodge Coronet 500. I've had this car in and out of my shop for the last couple years now. Originally, I think it came out of South Carolina. Had a 383 in it. 383 was bad. It wasn't a numbers matching engine. We put a 440 in it, rebuilt the 727 transmission, put a sniper on it, my first sniper ever. I had a bunch of problems. If you've been following me for a little bit, or if you haven't, those videos are down below somewhere. Turns out the sniper, I didn't have the exhaust ran on it, so the oxygen sensor wouldn't read very well, and I was sitting there trying to tune it with no exhaust. My buddy Larry, the owner of the car, put exhaust on it, took it up to the tuner who messes with these things all the time. And it was in there for like an hour, comes back out, and I'm like, he tuned it that fast? And they were like, yeah, got it done. So fast forward a couple days, I went up to the tuner. I said, listen, that was my first sniper system I ever put on the car. What was wrong? What did I do wrong? He said, you didn't do nothing, but you have to have the exhaust on it when you try to tune on these things. Oh man, I wanted to start a shotgun so bad when I was messing with this thing. But anyway, she's pretty good. I think my buddy's gonna put her on a dyno and have it tuned one more time now that everything's pretty kind of breaking in, and it's about as good as she's gonna get, and see if we can't get her. I feel like it's a little lagging on the 440. I mean, this 440 is stout. It's got a big cam in it. It should put a little bit more power, I would think, than what it's doing. Just my opinion. Maybe it won't. Maybe that's all she's got. Who knows? But I don't know. I think she does got a little bit more in my experience with 440s. 440s are stout. So anyway, this is her. I did a little cruise video for you guys. Didn't want to get too crazy. I think this car's still got less than 500 miles on it. And you know, when you start dogging somebody else's car, that's when stuff breaks. So I didn't really want to get too crazy with it, but fun car to drive, just a nice cruiser. Quiet exhaust, a little bit too quiet for my taste, but you know, hey, it's not my car, so you know, I think I'd put dumps on it just so you could get frisky one day, hit the button, and then the dumps dump out and you're feeling good. And then if you don't want to hear that crap anymore, you can close them back up. But anyway, that's about it on this Coronet. 410 gears did pretty good. I think if you sit there and brake torque, you probably rip a 100-footer, but you know, like I said, I don't want to get too crazy with her. But she's back. She's going to be gone again. I hope she doesn't come back anytime soon, although I do love a 70 Coronet. But man, this thing's got some blood, sweat, and tears, and they're all mine. But anyway, my name's Brad, Poor Boy's Garage. Let them rip, not rot. Keep on saving them. Don't send them to the crusher. You know we hate that. And we are out. Freaking dogs.
It's a plan.